family, my village, my people. Thank you for listening. I really do appreciate it. Hey, business, the art of winning. I'm William Farmer. Today's subject is how to stay consistently motivated. Look, I'm sponsored by our next program in February, the Dale Carnegie course. We're a couple of weeks into sunny January here in Brisbane. It might not be so sunny in some of the other parts of the world, but it's January and most people are coming back to work, getting fired up, getting motivated, breaking all their New Year's resolutions, probably resetting them again. But let's not do that, right? One of the reasons why New Year's resolutions don't work is that we're not aligned, okay? We're using words. Maybe we've even had that determination, but the alignment is also part of the process. Process is so important. I was having a Christmas catch up with one of my good friends. Jason is one of the smartest CEOs I've ever met. And I asked him this question. I said, how did you navigate COVID, as a leader? And he looked me in the eye, and I'll never forget the answer. He goes, process. That's an inspiring answer, right? But it actually hit home. Process. He says it's the only way. So when we have a huge amount of emotion, you have to have smart processes to take away the emotion. You use the emotion when you need to bring people in, when you need to collaborate. But when it is overwhelming, okay, where you can't buy stock, where you might be losing talent, where talent's not doing what it should be doing, you have to give people certainty. And process is one of those things that can really help you going forward. So how to stay consistently motivated? First of all, is have process that allows you to be in the zone. So I've used this in previous podcasts, but I go to the gym 3 times a week. And this is a process for me. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. I like repetition. I like repetition because I'm lazy. I'm actually lazy by nature, but I'm lazy enough to know what I need to do to get the job done the fastest. And so one of the things that I did in knowing that my nature in that particular area of physical care is a little bit lazy is I got Chris. Chris is my PT instructor. His job is to keep me motivated. Well, actually, I pay him a significant amount of money, and that motivates me because I like a good trade. So the days that I go, I don't really want to go, I wake up, maybe I can just text. Well, text Chris and just say, hey, Chris, I've got a headache. It's just coming on. And then I realize, I'm going to have to pay him $60 anyway, or whatever it is. And so I hop in my car and I turn up. And he goes, well, you're one of the most consistent clients that I have. And I haven't actually told him this, but I said, Chris, it's because I paid you in advance. And so you have to have a process. Sometimes you've got to have a trade. And that trade could be monetary. That trade could be time or effort. And, over the last couple of years, I've definitely felt stronger. I'm fitter than I've ever been for a long period of time. And I'm changing the narrative. What's the narrative? Is that, you get to a certain age, your testosterone levels drop, and you have to act a certain way. Well, I don't do that. And I'm inspired by people in their 90s. I'm constantly on YouTube looking at who is the most cut 85-year-old now? What are they doing? Who is the 95-year-old person to look up to? And I do. I have 85, I got 65, 75, 85, 95-year-olds that I look up to. Why? I need to know where this body's going. I need to know where I want to be in business. I need to know where I'm going to be in my relationships. Why? Because I determine my own reality. We talked about last time, self-limiting beliefs. So how do I stay motivated? Process, okay? Have a process that works for you. Don't lie to yourself, okay? It's okay. Rational lies. It's just you being rational about the lies you're telling yourself and face up. So we talked about that last time. Face up. Okay, what are some of the things that you do need to shift? And then allow process to help you to shift them. Next is, what makes Joe go and Joe so slow? And if you're the coach, it's your job to motivate. It's your job to know. And you could be Joe, and so could your staff. And so understand yourself. Think about, well, what makes me go? Okay, what makes me really want to move forward? What do I desire? I remember listening to a speaker, a famous speaker, and he said, always dream big. Always have dreams that are bigger than you. I never really understood So what happens is we climb the mountain. We start getting enthusiastic. We climb the mountain, and then there's this ridge, right? And we've got an amazing view. We can see long into the distance. And maybe this ridge is really big. It's a nice, great ridge. And we decide to build a house there. And so we build this house, and it's on the ridge. And, we helicopter things in that we want to, toys and stuff like that. And we look at our view and we go, oh, this is fantastic. But, we forgot our intent. What was our intent? It was to climb the mountain. Okay, keep going. And that's where we can get into our comfort zone, where we start to, arrive somewhere that's comfortable. By the way, it's actually your human condition to be in your comfort zone. It's silly to be outside your comfort zone. We want to risk manage. This is what all CEOs, MDs want. They want to be able to risk manage any threats to their business or their cash flow, okay? Or they want to capitalize on the opportunities. They want to be first at it, okay? They want the lion's share. That's it. That's pretty much the job. That's the job of most leaders. Either minimize risk, capitalize on opportunities. And sometimes we get really, really comfortable and we go, oh, this is a lovely place to be. You know what it is? It is a lovely place to be. But what was our intent? That's right, it was to climb the mountain and keep going. And when we don't have any more dreams, when we don't fill our tank, when we don't have things that inspire us, that's what happens. We get comfortable. It's all right. Get a little bit fat, get a bit lazy, drive your posh car. Everyone thinks you're awesome. You have a bit of status. I love it. My system loves it. We're as a physical beings, one of the reasons why we don't achieve the greatness that we really want to achieve is our internal system is so activated. It feels so uncomfortable. It doesn't like that feeling. That's why it's giving us those indications. Hey, I'm at an unease talking to this person. I'm at unease earning this amount of money. I'm at unease, pushing the company further. I'm at unease climbing any more up the mountain. This is difficult for me. You know what it is? It is. It is difficult. That's the feedback. The body's giving you feedback. Stop. And this is where we've got to override it. If our dreams aren't big enough, if our purpose isn't big enough, we won't override it. We'll go into our comfort zone. Why? Because we're smart. We don't want to live with anxiety. We don't want to live with attention. But it's going to cost us. What's it going to cost us? Our potentiality. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. But what if I'm not okay with that? What if I'm not okay with not reaching my potential? And I knew there was more in the tank. Don't I owe it to myself, since I'm only going to pass this way once, to give it a crack? And when you think about disappointment is, I think the person who's most disappointed is the person who didn't have a crack. And, at least you gave it a go. At least you gave it a go. And I admire people. One of the, I've had some friends who have lost hundreds of millions of dollars and love them. Beautiful people. They made some wrong turns here and there. And the ones that I really appreciate the most are the ones that they're still the same. They're the same when they're worth 100, 200, 300 million dollars as when they actually owe 20 million. And they're the same. They're the same. They're consistent. And one of my friends, Mark, I admire the most because I knew him when he lost exactly that 150 million bucks. And he owed nearly $20 million. And I got to know him over an 8-year period. And I watched him go through that whole process and then move to a stage where he started to get back into the flow, and he's now a multimillionaire. But what I enjoyed the most was he was the same Mark all the way through. He had that consistency of knowing who he is. He was comfortable with being uncomfortable. He was reflective in his lessons. He knew where he'd made the mistakes. He forced himself. He pushed himself not to make the same mistakes. He knew the processes that he had to adapt to become something new. And he was consistent with it. So my observation of people like that is exactly that. It's not, like affluence is great because it gives us choice. But what's more powerful than that is knowing who you are, what your character is, what you stand for. Well, you know that intrinsically, it makes a big difference to the outcome. So how to stay motivated consistently. Okay, what's your purpose? Okay, is your dreams big enough? Are they bigger than your comfort, your uncomfortableness with your own internal system? Because it will kick you. It's designed to. And one of the reasons why I think it does it is to go, well, is this real or not? Is this really what you want? And when you push past it, and the body can push past it, there's something good on the other side. The accountability question. You know, most fantastic athletes, most business entrepreneurs, they have someone who tells them the brutal truth. You know, they care about them well enough to just lay it on the line. And sometimes it's got the Dale Carnegie principles and sometimes it doesn't. Usually, if it's not Dale Carnegie, in other words, using the principles and the way they're coaching, it's because the relationship's strong. So what we talk about is the stronger the common ground, where you really understand each other, you can say it like it is, right? You can really say it like it. In fact, one of the principles that was in Dale Carnegie's book, which I understand was taken out by Simon & Schuster, was tell it like it is. You know, Dale Carnegie, the man himself, was a very practical man. He understood life. It wasn't just all about, you know, rose-tinted glasses and let's get the best out of things by using these principles. The principles were never about that. They were about effective communication. I had the privilege of meeting Dorothy Carnegie, Dale Carnegie's wife, before she died. She told me that herself. And I remember thinking, you know what a great organization to be a part of. One that's value-based, but also really based in reality. Reality around personal relationships and business relationships. So how to stay consistent and motivated? Dream big enough. Be okay with your system kicking you. Okay, saying, I don't like this. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do this resolution with you. Since we've just passed the new year, my resolution is I'm going to live as many days as I possibly can till I die uncomfortable. Pushing the narrative, allowing my body to catch up. Why? Got nothing better else to do. Plus, who knows? I might be able to help more people as a result of that. So I hope you've enjoyed this session. It's geared to be inspiring for the new year. You already know the truth. And when you do know it, when you hear it, you go, oh, yep, I understand that. And that's worth listening to. So I appreciate your time, your life, your trade with me. Hopefully we can join together in some more meaningful conversations in 2022. I've got some fantastic guests who are going to be joining us on our podcast in the future. So I'm William Farmer. This has been The Art of Business. Winning in the Business, The Art of Winning. Jeez, I don't even know what my name is. Business, The Art of Winning. And we look forward to catching up with you on our next podcast.